Comrades, our intention is to form a progressive government within the current balance of forces. We want to be part of the political arrangement of national and provincial levels that will prioritize resolving the land question. The return of the land to its rightful owners is not just a political or economic necessity, it is a moral imperative. Without the land, there can be no true liberation. We want a progressive government that will prioritize the transfer of wealth to the majority of the people and eliminate racialized inequality. A progressive government must actively dismantle the entrenched structure of white monopoly capital that continue to deprive our people of their rightful share in the economy. We want a progressive government that will champion state-led industrialization to revitalize industries in Mokgwase Northwest, Putadichaba and Botshabelo in Free State, Seshiwe and Shayandima in Limpopo, and all industrial sites in the old Transkei and Ciskei that were abandoned by the post-apartheid government. These industrial zones must once again become the hubs of economic activity, employing thousands of workers, producing goods that will reduce our reliance on imports. Through state-led industrialization, we will bring jobs and hope to more than 12 million unemployed people, pushed to the periphery of the society to life of crime, violence, and substance. We want a progressive government that will deliver free, quality, and decolonized higher education, ensuring that every young person in South Africa, regardless of their background, has the opportunity to develop their skills and contribute to the economy. Education is not a privilege, it is a right. And through education, we will arm our youth with the tools to break the circle of poverty. We want a progressive government that will prioritize quality health care for all, with a focus on primary and preventative health care. Our people deserve a healthcare system that is well-resourced, accessible, and free from inequalities created by privatization. We want a progressive government that will deliver housing for all, repairing and upgrading water and sanitation infrastructure, and cleaning our cities and towns to restore the dignity of black people. It is unacceptable that millions of our black people still live in squalor without access to basic services. A progressive government must declare war on poverty and underdevelopment, ensuring that every South African has a roof over their head and clean drinkable water in their homes. We want to reclaim the state for progressive change to fight racist and colonial economic structure and defeat the neoliberal forces that have captured the state to serve private interests. We reject the idea that the public goods and services should be commodified and sold to the highest bidder. The state must serve the people, not profit. Comrades, a progressive government must also confront the scourge of poverty that continues to plague our society. South Africa is one of the most unequal countries in the world, and this inequality is not accidental, it is systematic. More than 8 million of our people live below the poverty line, unable to meet their basic needs. A progressive government must create jobs and opportunity for millions of unemployed people who have been excluded from the economy. Through state-led industrialization, infrastructure, development and investment in key sectors such as agriculture, mining, manufacturing and renewable energy, we can put our people back to work and create inclusive economy. Comrades, the progressive government we envision is one that will fundamentally change the structure of the South African economy, shifting it from extractive practices towards sustainable development that benefits the many, not the few. We will use the wealth of our land, our minerals, our soil, our industries to uplift our people, not enrich white capitalist establishment rooted in racism and colonial economic structure. We want a progressive government that owns and controls electricity generation, ensuring that power is cheap, dependable, and accessible to all. Electricity is the lifeblood of economic activity, and no nation can claim sovereignty while relying on private companies or foreign entities for such a critical resource. A progressive government must reclaim control over railway lanes, ports, and harbors to ensure that the movements of goods and people serve national interests and not the profits of the monopolies. The telecommunication infrastructure must also be owned and controlled by the state, providing affordable and reliable connectivity to every South African, from the most remote rural area to urban centers, as a basic necessity for participation in the modern economy. We need a progressive government that will build bullet speed trains from Johannesburg to Musina, from Johannesburg to Durban, from Johannesburg to Cape Town, to reduce the carnage on our roads. We need a progressive government that will invest in building robust defense capabilities, not for imperialist adventurers, but for human development, disaster response, and the protection of the national economic security. A state that cannot defend itself. We can collaborate with Russia to build a nuclear power station. We can collaborate with India to build telecommunication infrastructure. We must collaborate with China to build large roads and railway lanes, bullet trains, and rebuild our defense capabilities. These are our partners and allies, and we must partner with them. And we must limit this to a short period of operation and manage to short period of 20 to 30 years. Fellow fighters, we believe that there is a possibility that together with the progressive forces, we can still achieve a progressive government. Comrades, one of our major challenges we still face is that since we exist as an enemy of capitalist establishment, we remain confronted with reluctance to fund us for fear of victimization. This situation is made worse by the advent of the political party funding, which requires those who donate to political parties above a particular threshold to be declared publicly. In a context where you can be denied opportunity by the ruling elites based on your political association, the EFF as an anti-capitalist movement continue to face challenges with funding.